No, we got to do it. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that'll
Oh,
be
is it
that.
recording?
Yeah, it's recording.
Oh. Hello.
It's interesting you always ask for recording. I feel like you would have learned the pattern by now.
Well, I thought sometimes you do like a test, just a test.
I almost think Pavlovian conditioning wouldn't work on you
No,
because
I'd get mad at him.
you'd be like, why is this? Why does he keep putting this crap in front of my face? Why does
Yeah,
he keep ringing this bell? It's like, bro, every time the bell rings, you get food. Have you not figured this out? It's like that cloth monkey.
that
There's
made me freaking sad.
there's fucking.
When I watched that, I was hugging my stuffed animal, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's just like my stuffy."
Why were you hugging your stuffy at school?
I didn't watch that at school.
Where'd you watch it?
I watched it at home. It
Get a
was homework.
job.
Okay. I've been has a job. How old were you when you got your first job?
16.
I was 7, and plus 10.
The lighting is
We're in heaven
strange.
now.
The lighting is.
I
I'm in
like it.
heaven now. But I'm so bathed in darkness.
Is this heaven?
I'm in heaven now. I'm so sorry I died. Remember that one? Remember that one?
What do you imagine heaven to look like?
This this I think heaven, if heaven is real, I think it's probably a place that is like a realm of um of spirit and thought and not like a physical place.
Mm. So not a suburb.
Hell no. I mean, I think that there's a chance that it's like a flowing spiritual place where the physical realm is secondary to the realm of emotion and spirit. And so like maybe in some way there's like our memories and our spirits shape the world around us, but I don't think it's like we go there and it's like a big city. Like I don't think it's like that. Like I don't think it's like a city in the clouds.
Hmm.
You ever Sovngarde
It's
and
not like Cloudsdale.
you ever Sovngarde in Skyrim?
Yeah,
How like there's all the spirits and stuff.
and they're just eating.
They're just kind of eating.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of dope.
but also like I think there might just not be that at all, and it might just be a place where all our spirits and souls are together.
I,
You know what I
ki-
mean?
I kind of like the idea of like a individualized, or like what's the word?
Mm.
Personalized heaven.
But
It's like
but
each person is different.
but it like heaven is such an unknowable grand thing, and we think like so small that we're like, oh, it must be like a house.
It must be a suburb. That's what my dad thinks.
But like the universe,
Steinbach is heaven.
God, and as a result, heaven came before the universe, right? Like if this is what we're discussing, it came before the universe, so it wouldn't look like Earth. Earth is just like a thing.
Yep.
Earth is just a thing that we exist on. It's not like what the universe's makeup is. The most of the universe is not a physical place. It's a place of like atoms and like energy.
You know what's heaven to me?
Yeah.
Have you seen those videos where the girlies are like laying in the crib? It's like covered with a bunch of like pillows and stuffies and plushies, and they've
Yeah.
got like a laptop, an iPad, their Switch, and like a
Yeah.
PS5 and
To
everything.
you, heaven is Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saturdays are the closest thing this God's green earth will have
I
to heaven.
but I feel like heaven could straight up just be like something that's just we don't even know. We can't even think about it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Remember okay, here's an example.
You know that first week when you're unemployed?
Well, hold on.
That's what heaven feels like.
That first week.
Yeah.
What are you talking about that first week?
It's like you don't have to worry about anything. You're just enjoying unemployment
Mm.
before the dread
Okay, do you
sets
remember the
in.
live stream in Final Fantasy VII?
Hmm.
How it's just like a big, like infinite ocean of souls?
Hmm.
That might be what heaven is.
Maybe that's kind of lame.
Not really. You're interconnected with every soul, spirit, and life form on Earth for eternity.
I think it's hard for people to conceptualize that because we're used to being uh, things that are
But
tangible.
that's what I'm saying. Heaven could be a completely intangible realm. We like it's so I think it's so small. I think it's small minded, not small minded, but I think it's short sighted to assume that it is a physical, tangible place. I think it's
If
fine to discuss and imagine, but I think to be like, oh, the afterlife must just be a place where we live in a suburb. I don't think that makes sense.
I hope so. If you fell out of your window right now and died, do you think you would escape the cycle of reincarnation, or do you think you turn to a beaver or something?
I don't really think I believe in reincarnation.
That's fair.
I don't really think I believe in that.
If you were reincarnated, what animal do you think you'd become?
Uh, I mean, I think odds are human.
Hmm.
I think coin flip human.
Isn't the belief in like Hinduism where when you die you become the trait that cause you not to break the cycle? It's like the bad trait.
I think it's like karmic. I think like it's a. I think because I think
Like if you're lazy, you become a
this
sloth
is
or
my
something.
assumption, and don't you know don't don't get on me because I don't really know how Hinduism works. But from what I understand, is that the concept of karma is your like grand accrued good boy points throughout
Credit
all of
karma.
life, like throughout all of your reincarnations. And the greater your karma, the more the closer you come to like divine absolution. And so like the final I think the final point is you ascend from a physical being and into a spiritual being. Like
Yeah.
I think that's like the end goal. And if you're a human and you fail in life, you live a bad life, you're reincarnated as something shitty, and then you have to work your way back up. Like if you're like an evil scumbag, you're reincarnated as like a mosquito.
Yeah.
And if you're
That's
like a
us.
if you're
Yeah, my understanding is like
if you're
the
like a
the
good un, but you're not like if you're not like spiritual, if you're like a good un, but you're not like divine, then you're like a cow.
yeah. My understanding is like you the goal is to not be a thing anymore.
Yeah, the goal is to be like a spiritual thing.
Hmm.
So, similar to like Buddhism. Like Buddhists don't believe in like a physical heaven; they believe in like a spiritual like realm.
Yeah.
Because Buddhists, contrary to a lot of people's belief, Buddhists are not atheists.
No.
They believe in spirits and deities. They believe in a spiritual world. They're not just like they don't just do yoga
Um
because they like
well
it.
yeah, they believe in like a spiritual world, but they
Yeah,
don't believe in like a god.
not like a monotheistic god, but they believe in like a spiritual world and like spirits, and that the world has like a rhythm to it.
Yeah, but their whole thing is kind of not to worship like a entity.
Yeah, because the universe itself is basically God.
Yeah.
So
I was a Buddhist for like 2 weeks.
yeah, yeah. You were an atheist Buddhist.
Yeah. I don't even think I should call myself a
No,
Buddhist.
you. I
I think
think
I was infatuated with the culture
I think
for
it's
a
okay
little
to
bit.
say you looked into it.
Yeah. I was into the Wheel of Dharma. I was like, this is cool, and then I didn't realize I couldn't drink anymore. It's
Yeah,
like this
you're like I
sucks.
can't. Well, you don't have. But that's also not how stuff works.
No.
Like you don't just have to immediately follow. Like that's not how religion works at all. It's like I'm just gonna follow every single rule. Because like think about how many millions of Catholics there are. Do you think every single Catholic never sins?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no. But they're supposed to try their best.
Yeah.
You get points for you. Christianity is great because it's the biggest religion where you really get points for trying.
And you can get forgiveness all the time.
Also,
You say, my bad.
that's not exactly how that works, but
Kind of.
also indigenous, a lot of First Nations, you get points for trying. The creator sees your efforts and your and this. But I mean, yeah. What do I think heaven's like? I think that it could be just like an awesome party where like you're together with your friends. Um, oh, my mom came in. My mom was talking to this. So yeah, I think it's coin flip chance because we're getting into a lot of what ifs and maybes. And this is honestly this is a conversation more. You know what this conversation is more like in line for
Hmm.
a couple of beers around a fire, bro.
Yep.
Yep, yep. Those deep late night talks where you just talk about anything in that summer vibe. That's the shit we need. But
Summer, who wants to come on a road trip with me?
because
This summer's gonna be a movie.
you start almost splitting hairs where it's like, okay, well there might be an afterlife. Okay, and if there is an afterlife, what does it look like? Well, it might be a physical place, it might be a spiritual place, it might be reincarnation. Like you get into splitting these hairs, and it's so impossible to know. But I mean, it's important to discuss because it expands our minds and horizons, and it helps us conceptualize stuff beyond us.
You know what I've noticed in media the past few years is that a lot of people are obsessed with the idea of a blank summer. It
Hmm.
really
They
popped
want
off
that
last
big
year
summer.
with Brat Summer,
No, it didn't.
but
No, it
it
didn't.
started
No, it
with
didn't.
like White Boy
Oh, okay.
Summer,
I'm sorry. I was being an asshole. I
and then it was
apologize.
like White Girl
It was
Summer,
yeah. There was white boy summer. There was black girl summer.
and I think it's
There
kind
was
of
there's fat season.
yeah.
There's yeah. There's a lot of summers.
I think it speaks to people wanting
Summer of
some kind of
'69.
adventure in their
Summer of
life.
'69.
Yeah.
Yeah, it speaks to anime. It speaks to anime.
I think a lot of people long for adventure, and it's never going to happen.
No, it will. It can.
All we have is Brat.
The issue is that we're animized, so we're disconnected from nature and each other.
I saw like a video essay talking about how it's in every young man's nature to long to be a part of like some grand adventure or
Yeah.
like campaign. And I was like, you know what? Yeah.
No, it is. And but when you use the term campaign, I think it's interesting to bring that up because I don't think that men naturally desire war. I think that that is a
They just
I
want
th-
to be part of
we
movements.
want to be part of things. We want to be part of communities.
It's
And
like how
well, hold on, let me finish.
okay.
We want to be part of things. We want to be part of movements. And the the big man uses that, twists it that you know longing, that enemy up, and pushes you towards something because some people are so full of anger and frustration. And when you combine that with like this isolation, you say you can be part of something great, and you can finally stick it to the thing that causes you all this trouble, and it totally twists people's heads up. And I think we do long for adventure. I think we do long for community, but war is not the answer, bro.
It's like how blank and blank went to the Canada trucker like rally, not knowing about what any of it stands
Well, we'll
for.
just say their full legal names.
Maybe not, just in
How
case.
about their first letters?
R and S.
S.
Yeah,
S. Who's S?
R's brother.
Oh, R's brother.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't. I forgot who S was. I'm like
they went to the trucker convoy
I was trying to
rally,
think of who S was. I'm like I don't need fucking S's.
and the thing
I know
that
some A's.
confuses me is
I know
that
some goddamn A's.
they vote NDP, but they won't vote liberal. Like
Yeah, they
they,
don't vote liberal because they don't like wokeism and they don't they. I don't vote for liberals because I don't. I think they're ineffectual capitalists. They
uh,
don't vote for liberal because the liberals are
yeah,
ruining this country with their evil wokeism.
R says that it's 4 more years of the, which also it isn't 4 years in Canada. He says it's four
Yes, it
more
is.
years, not, it's whenever they decide an election.
Yeah, but it's usually four. It has to
Roughly.
the it has to be
It's
four.
not like America,
But the
no, it doesn't have to
maximums
be four.
but the maximum's four.
No,
Yeah.
no.
They have to call an election after 4 years. That's the law, I think.
I'm pretty sure it isn't.
No, man, it totally is.
Anyway, they went to this rally not knowing like a single thing about it, and then R came back and was like, "Yeah, there was like some pretty crazy people there,
It was just
like
it
Nazi
was
flags."
it was
I was
like
like, "Yeah,"
we're finally doing something.
and then I told my mom, I was like, "Why did R go there? There are actual Nazis there," and my mom was like, "What? Another word?" Like, yes, there were.
It is usually every 4 years, but Parliament has a maximum lifespan of 5.
Mm.
So, but prime ministers can call elections early, which they
Yeah,
often do.
that's the difference between the states because they can't do that in the states.
They probably would if they could, because typically in a minority government, like the next election's probably going to be in Canada. It'll probably be in 2027. Odds are.
If Mark Carney lets us have an election,
Well, it's they usually call an election during minority governments about two because
he's a
Trudeau did that.
power-hungry Marxist.
Trudeau called
Doesn't believe in voting.
I think Trudeau called 2 elections before his term was up. It wasn't. He didn't call 3 before term was up. It was only 2, I think. It was 2 or 1, 1 or 2.
There was the election in 2019, which was a normal time,
Yeah,
and then there was the
there's
early
20.
one in 2021.
Yeah, there's 2021. He called an early election. 2021. Then I guess it was probably 1. Edit that out again. So
What were we talking about?
we were talking about how Trudeau calls early elections because he's a corrupt fascist.
Yeah. Well, he is the son of one.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Hmm. Yeah. Marcus Carney will probably do that because liberals are never popular, so they'll wait
No,
until
that's
they're
not why.
popular.
That's not why they do. They call. They. It's not why they do that. They don't do it because they're not popular. They do it because they have a minority government and they want to secure another 2 years.
Well, yeah, they'll wait until they introduce something that's semi popular that people like, and then they'll call an early election and probably win. And it'll make conservatives
They
really
usually.
mad.
I mean, they usually win early
Can,
elections.
can you imagine like the next like 3 decades just liberal government?
I mean, what are we going? We're going on we're approaching a decade now.
Yeah,
Or I think we just passed.
since 2015. So yeah,
So a decade of liberal government could be a lot worse. Could be a lot better, but it could be a lot worse. If we, to be fair, if we had a decade of conservative government, the average First Nation would be probably uh it would probably look like Doom.
Mark's
Right.
Carney.
Well, right now it looks like Doom, but that's just because of the forest fires. That's not Trudeau's fault.
Yeah, Mark's Carney is way more right wing than Trudeau ever was, though.
You need to speak into the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you don't want to like because if you side talk like this, it doesn't pick it up.
I just like to look at my boyfriend.
I know, but you need to speak into your mic
I'll just give you side eye like this.
because you're probably really quiet. So, yeah, Mark's Carney. No, but I mean Trudeau did some good stuff. I think he kind of sucks, but he did some good stuff.
I think he's better than any other liberal prime minister we've had.
Any other?
He did quite a bit for like furthering truth and
That's
reconciliation
true. He didn't
and
win.
the Child Canada
He didn't win
benefit
World War II though.
and the child care
But he
$10 per
didn't win
day.
World War II though.
No, he didn't. William Mackenzie stays winning in that regard.
But he also is a crazy freak. William
Yeah.
Mackenzie King. Mackenzie King. William Mackenzie.
Trudeau
Wait,
also
is his name William? I thought it was
William Mackenzie King. Yeah.
W. Whatever. King. Yeah, he won World War II single-handedly.
It was all him.
I have a coworker, Brian. I'll say his name.
Brian.
I'll say it's not like there's so many Brians, and even if he does see this, I'm only saying something nice about him.
Did he get hit by a car?
No,
Okay.
no. I
What
have a
happened to
coworker
him?
Brian, and he's got a bag. Nothing happened to him. He's got a bag, and I was kind of looking at it. I'm like, that flag seems kind of familiar. And then I was looking at it, and it was like,
Hezbollah. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
you gotta let me finish. I was looking at his bag, and it said it was like uh oh, it said like Royal Canadian Rifles Expeditionary Force, and then
The fuck? What is
let
that?
me finish.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It said Royal Canadian Rifles Expeditionary Force, and then I looked. I was like Expeditionary Force, and I looked up, and it said 1917. I'm like, oh, that's like a World War One surplus Expeditionary Force bag. That's cool.
Oh, that's kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah, the Expeditionary Force was Canada's like was what the Canadian military was referred to in Europe during the First World War. We were an expeditionary force because it was considered a military expedition.
I wonder if his grandpapa was like a veteran or something.
That would be kind of strange because like I don't think his family is from Canada. So it'd be a little odd. It's possible, but I don't know if there's too many.
What, was he like a person of color?
Yeah, I believe he's Filipino. So it'd be weird. It'd be odd. I don't think there were a lot of Filipinos fighting in World War One back then.
He could just be a history buff.
That's what I'm saying. So we gotta talk. We gotta talk about the. We got some questions, but we gotta draw a line in the sand about these interruptions. Had two insane, brutal interruptions.
I think that's the last one.
I think interruptions are. I think there's a time and a place for interruptions, and that's riffing. When you're riffing, interruptions and riffing are expected and desired. When you're improving interruptions, but if I'm ranting, you can't be.
Are you talking about me or mom?
I'm talking about you.
Oh.
I'm talking about your brutal interruptions.
I wasn't trying to interrupt. I'm just trying to contribute to the conversation.
That's true, but sometimes you gotta. Maybe you gotta
Sometimes
say.
I gotta sit my white ass down and
Maybe
listen.
you gotta. Yeah. Maybe you gotta say. Okay. Next time you want to interrupt when I'm not cracking wise.
The white man's always interrupting.
But next time you want to interrupt, why don't you say, "May I interrupt?"
Okay.
Can you say, "Can a
That's polite.
white boy interrupt?"
Can a white boy speak a little Chinese?
Sinners. So we got some questions here. Also, so this is the question is, word for word. Also, how do I find a yummy treat? A summer treat,
Specifically.
specifically.
Yeah. Do you want to answer it?
No.
Okay. My advice is look in your cupboard for free. But if you can't,
It's not free.
go to Dollarama. They've got good stuff there. They're cheap.
Not summer treats.
Yeah.
Name me one summer treat. The boycott.
They raise the price on these, like,
The boycott.
oh yeah. Whoops.
They don't have stores they don't have Starbucks in Israel.
Do they not?
No,
Why do we not like Starbucks then?
I believe it is because they still sell products in Israel, and because there are Starbucks executives that are open Zionists.
Isn't everything in Israel?
No, not Tim Hortons.
That's true.
You just got fucking you. I really hate to say it, but you really got smoked bad there.
Not Jimmy the
Oh,
Greek.
also tomahawk chips. No tomahawk chips in Israel, bro.
It's true. Those are
Oh,
good chips.
no Colosimo coffee.
Hmm.
No Tom Bargain. Um, tomahawk chips are good. Those are good chips.
Hmm.
Have you had the fire chips?
Fire
They're the
chips?
spicy one.
Probably not.
They're good. They're good chips.
Mm.
Loved them. Loved it. Gotta have my chips.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I know I'm bad. When everything was going down, I tried really hard to stay to the boycott. I mean, things still are going down, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's over now.
No.
They're done. They decided to be friends again.
Have you been following Greta
Greta Thunberg.
Thunberg?
Yeah, they're hitting her with missiles.
Yeah, well, she's just trying to deliver food,
Yeah,
and
well, that's
people are
evil,
like
actually.
saying she should get blown up.
She's like a radical. She's a radical socialist now.
Yeah, she has
Yeah.
been for a few years.
Yeah, but I'm like, I just mean like in relativity to the last time people probably heard about her.
How old were you when she was like doing her climate
How
business?
dare you?
Yeah,
I
because
don't
I was
know.
in like grade 11, I think.
Yeah, probably like 16, 17 when she just started.
I remember my teacher sat us
Our
down.
teachers were my. You remember how mad our parents were?
Yeah, they're
They'd
like,
be like,
she should be in school.
I just don't like her attitude.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because the world's dying and she's mad.
My
It's like,
teachers did the same thing with like 9/11 where they sat us down like, what do we think about
what
this?
do we think about Greta Thunberg versus Louis Riel?
Yeah. Is she a hero or a
or
villain?
villain?
Or is it
Yep.
more gray?
Or is it more gray? I think it's probably more gray. Well, actually,
Tell me more.
actually, she's a villain.
Tell me more.
Tell me, is Greta Thunberg a hero or a villain? The hero is Louis Riel, a savage. Racist ASMR.
There were a lot of
Racist
conservative
ASMR.
guys in my law class who
They
said
did not
that
like Louis Riel.
no, they said that she should die.
They don't like Louis Riel either because he killed Thomas Scott, that stupid cracker.
Yeah.
Y'all mind if a white boy speak a little Dutch? No. The
So-
bullet is coming.
So many people use him killing Thomas Scott as like a indicator of him being evil. But if you research anything about
Thomas Scott was crazy
he's like
racist.
the
He was
worst
racistly
human
evil.
in the world. He was part of the Orange Man like expedition that like did a lot of bad stuff here
Oh yeah.
in this city specifically.
Well, Thomas Scott's whole thing is that when he heard about the resistance, he got his bros together and he went to go kill the Métis people.
The Orange Protestants.
So he got them all together to go kill the Métis people because they for three reasons he did it, because they were brown, because they were Catholic, which is worse than racism actually, and because they were French, which is also worse than that's probably the least bad one, but it's still bad. And so he wanted to go kill all those natives, and then they're like, no, they kicked his ass, they sent him away, and then he came back.
Yep.
And then he was still being racist, so they shot his ass.
As she should.
Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Did the francophobe get killed?
Well-
did the racist francophobe die and get his head blown off?
It's like a lot of leftists in the West have a thing against violence, like in all regards.
I was way
I was
too
kind of
loud.
like
that was
the-
way too loud.
When I was
No, when I
first.
did went. "Bah."
Yeah, I know. That's okay. But yeah, a lot of people don't like
I don't think
violence in any
leftists-
context.
I don't think leftists dislike Louis Riel.
No. But I mean, they don't like violence. A lot of people have like a morality test around violence.
That benefits the liberal establishment.
It's like why a lot of social democrats don't like Lenin.
It benefits the liberal establishment more than it does anyone else.
Yeah.
So how to find a summer treat? You can go to
Ask mom for one.
you go to Tim Hortons.
Dollar Drink Days. It's on.
You
They,
go to
they nerfed it, but it's still on.
you should follow the boycott because there is a genocide in Gaza.
Yeah.
So, and you should donate to the Red Cross and whatever organizations are supporting Gazans, and donate to your local. Donate to try to help. Just try to be
should-
good.
You should find the local treat man and ask him for a treat.
Also, there's crazy, insane wildfires in Manitoba. Those people need your help. A lot of them are indigenous. A lot of them are impoverished. So, donate to the Red Cross. Donate to these families. Help out where you can. If you have clothes, if you have amenities, if you have food, donate that stuff. Manitoba Harvest, Manitoban, the Canadian Red Cross. These are great people that can help. And when you hear people are saying, "Oh, the Red Cross, actually only 10 cents go towards helping people," it's like 80 cents to $1 goes towards assisting people at the Red Cross because they actually fucking have to pay people to do work. You can't just have helping slaves anytime you need to do something.
They're primarily run by volunteers.
Yeah, but like people still, you still have to pay for logistics and supplies.
Yeah.
So
Usually they only pay for like compensation, like travel costs and
yeah,
food and stuff.
so that's my little morality speech. Go support, support Palestinians, support Manitobans who are being affected by these wildfires. Support both of them. They both need your help. I donated a big $10.
That's good of you.
I worked 40. That's basically 50 minutes of work.
Hmm.
I donated 50 minutes of my time. I'm a
Whoa.
hero.
Did you hear that?
I'm a hero.
Yeah.
I'm a super. I am Bat Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but jokes aside, yeah, you should help any way you can. If you don't have money, spread the word, volunteer, donate stuff. It's all important.
Yeah.
Also go to Tim Hortons, get their refreshers. They're really yummy.
Yeah, the
That's a good
pineapple
summer
dragon
treat.
fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I
You
was
know,
in the
when I was in the
protest
when I was
thing
in the army,
for like on the what do you call it? The pro-Palestine protest. What was that called?
I
The
don't know. You
encampment.
were
Yeah.
there.
They had like a little donation thing for like UNRWA or something, and everyone said that it was going right to Hamas, and I was like, yeah.
Did you donate to? Did you put money in the box?
Hmm.
Did you feel like you were helping Hamas?
Well, it wasn't like a box.
Did you feel like you were helping Hamas?
Yeah, I love hummus.
Hamas is so evil that they took Israel's favorite food and named themselves after it.
Hmm.
How evil is that?
You should make a clip out of that.
I'm not that. That will. If my channel's not already like shadow banned on YouTube, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That's not anti-Semitic.
Well,
No, it's not.
no, it's not.
No, it's not. I love Jewish people.
Shout out to Jewish people.
Shout out to Schnitzel, bro.
Yeah.
So we got another question here. Best ice cream flavor. I think that's French.
Discuss.
So that is from our good friend. I'm gonna say her name out loud. That's from Catherine.
I think this is gonna make us mad
Oh yeah,
because we have different
yeah.
opinions here.
Everybody likes strawberry.
Yeah.
But is it the best flavor?
No.
No. If I had to choose a universal best flavor, like if I think objectively, if I had like, 1,000 people I had to serve ice cream to, strawberry. I'm getting strawberry or vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla is universal.
But it's not that yummy.
A lot of people don't like chocolate, which is surprising to me because I find especially cheap chocolate ice cream has like a certain dopamine receptor
I cheap
that I
chocolate ice
can't get
cream
anything else.
is just like it's almost chalky.
I like that.
I don't like that.
I like the
I don't
chocolate.
like that.
I like that.
I like that. I like that poopy pussy.
Nope. Yeah, chocolate's pretty good. Not my favorite though. Mint Oreo might be the best. It might be.
Mint Oreo. That's kind of twisted. Nobody. Yeah, but
Butterscotch.
you really think is it your favorite or is it the best? You really think mint ice cream's the best?
I think it might be my favorite.
But do you think it's the best?
No.
If you're saying
I
the
think
pinnacle of human creation in terms of ice cream, what is the best? Is it mint? Hell no.
I'll tell you right now, it's strawberry cheesecake.
I think the strawberry cheesecake is pushing the limits. I really like strawberry cheesecake, but I do think it's pushing the limits.
Disagree.
I think the universal all round, like if I'm thinking my goat all rounder, my first draft pick is strawberry. Strawberry's my goat all rounder. Now,
You like the dirty ones. You like Rolo and like Score.
I do like the dirty ones, but I don't think they're the best. Like I really like Score ice cream, Oreo ice cream, but do I think they're the best? No, I just think that I just find them the yummiest.
Do you remember that
Like
freezer
pound
burnt?
for pound,
Hold on.
heavyweight champ.
May a white boy interrupt?
Yeah.
Remember that freezer burnt Jimmy Fallon ice cream? It's always freezer burnt.
What?
It's like the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
Oh
He
yeah,
has his own ice cream,
the Tonight Dough,
and nobody wants it, so
The
it's always
Tonight Dough.
freezer burnt.
the Tonight Dough.
Yeah.
Cherry Garcia is really good too.
Yeah.
Cherry Garcia, that's yummy. That's yummy AF.
Okay. Continue.
I'm pretty much saying that I think, if we're talking a pound for pound ice cream fighter, I'm going strawberry. I'll say it. I'll go strawberry. And with the chunks, though.
The chocolate chunks.
I
Yeah.
want to know the strawberry chunks.
Mm. What's the most underrated ice cream?
The most underrated ice cream.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'd say bubblegum.
I'd
Goes hard.
fuck sakes. Bubblegum's fucking gross. Tastes like fucking chalk. I think I think the most overrated ice cream is birthday cake.
What?
Birthday cake fucking sucks. Every time I go to an ice cream shop, there's always birthday cake, and somebody's always eating the fuck out of it, and I'm always thinking this is a overrated ass shit cream.
Mm. An underrated one, butterscotch. It's so good. Get like the little bits of creaminess in it.
My least favorite ice cream is Tiger Tail.
Oh
That's
yeah,
fucking
Tiger Tail
disgusting.
sucks.
It's fucking disgusting.
It's always
Okay,
super cheap.
underrated ice cream. I think. Um, what's that like chocolate walnut one? It's like a walnut.
Mm. Is it based on a chocolate bar?
No, it's like a walnut. Walnut. Let me look up.
Walnut crunch?
No, it's not walnut crunch. Walnut ice cream. It's like a walnut, maple walnut.
Oh yeah,
Maple walnut is underrated.
it's pretty good. I find it doesn't have much flavor.
That's my star QB is maple walnut. If I want somebody to carry it from fucking outfield right to the if I want somebody to carry it from, fucking I'm talking fucking a straight field goal here with my I'm fucking bad yeah.
Ooh, another contender for best ice cream might be Oreo.
Oreo.
Just Oreo.
I don't think that's best though. I think once again I don't want to go too specialized because I
Ooh,
think
sorry. Another underrated Smartie ice cream.
oh
It's
that's
so
no
good.
Smartie ice cream was overrated. Smartie ice cream was overrated. And that's why it's gone.
It's not very around much anymore, but it's so
Yeah, because it
good.
was. I remember when we were kids, there's always be fucking Smarties ice cream. Get the fuck out of here.
It's good.
Oh, underrated rainbow ice cream.
Yeah.
Underrated Neapolitan.
Yeah. What's the one that you get from Old Spaghetti Factory? It's like strawberry vanilla Spinoni. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Spumoni,
You can't really get that anywhere else, but it's pretty good.
pistachio ice cream.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know what it is.
I love
I
pistachio.
feel like pistachio ice cream is low key a white people thing.
Have you ever had pistachio pudding? It's fire. It's
Have you ever had poopy pudding?
fire. Yep.
So that's
Okay.
probably it for the. That's probably it for today's episode.
Is there no more questions?
No, there is another question. This one is from a friend of mine. If you haven't started Buffoons recording, here's a question. I have weird dreams. How do I prevent those dreams from happening? I actually followed up with that one and I said, weird dreams are bad dreams. And they said, weird.
Hmm.
And so what is your advice? I want to hear your advice because I got my own I think we're gonna disagree.
To be honest, I don't dream very much. If I have a dream, it'll be like once a month, and it'll be about me being hurt.
Hmm.
But sometimes I have good dreams, but it's only when I have a really good day.
That's not advice. That's you just talking about your life.
Yeah, because I'm getting there.
Okay.
What's the question?
The question is, how do I prevent weird dreams?
How do I prevent weird dreams?
Yeah.
Um, I guess try to not be afraid of things.
They're not
Because,
bad dreams. They're weird dreams.
oh, well, weird dreams can be fun. I'd say let them come. Tell
That's
people
my
about
advice
them.
too.
Yeah.
My advice is let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Give into it.
Possibly keep a dream journal. Those are fun.
I think keep a dream journal. I think try to analyze what's causing them and maybe try to do more of it.
Like you have a lot of dreams about punishment and being humiliated and hurt and abused.
I don't have dreams about being abused. I have but I have good dreams too, just not often. A lot of my dreams are violent or like nightmarish.
Yeah, you'll say like, I'll be like, "How was your sleep?" And you're like, "Oh, I had a dream I had to rip the eyeballs out of an ogren because my mom was forcing me to wash the dishes." I'm like, "Oh, that doesn't sound very nice." And you're like, "No, it wasn't."
I'm being pushed to my limits. I'm experiencing, I'm being pushed. I'm being challenged and pushed to greater heights.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think weird dreams. I think dreams are more than likely bullshit and mean nothing. But there's the very slim chance that they are actually some kind of divine or cosmic intervention.
It is true that you can't dream a thing you haven't seen before.
That is totally fucking false. That is not true.
I don't know. That's what people say.
I had a dream, and I'm going to
Must be
explain
true.
this, and this is a complete nonsense concept. But I had this dream, and on this dream, I was on this passenger train. I've never ridden a train in my life, and this passenger train takes me to this promenade overlooking a massive, like, do you know in 300 how there's that big hole in the ground, and they kick the guy into the hole?
Oh yeah, it says this is Sporto.
This is Sparta.
Yeah.
It was like, so if the whole, like, if this was the relative size, this thing was like huge. There's like this huge void in the ground.
And you
And
fell in?
No,
Okay, I'm sorry.
What?
Didn't say my waypoint
Yeah.
interrupt.
And so it was just this promenade, and there must have been hundreds of trains coming in from all directions, and this spiral like promenade coming up and up and up, and there was hundreds of levels,
Hmm.
and there were these wires coming back and forth, and all these trains were delivering people to this destination, like it was this massive train station, but there was only outgoing, and there was only incoming, like you couldn't
Hmm.
leave through the train station. And one, I've never been inside a train station in my life. Two, I've never been in a train. Three, I've never been to a super train station coming from all different directions. And four, I've never been in front of a giant void or anywhere near a cliff.
Did it kind of look like a 40K mega city, hive
Not
city?
not really.
No.
No, this was years ago.
Hmm.
And it was just this massive bizarre place. Like it's almost hard to it almost looked like a panopticon, if you know what a panopticon is. Okay. Well, that doesn't help me, but
I don't know things. I didn't go to school. Speaking of school, I graduated, so I guess I did go to school.
okay, like imagine this. Like folks at home Google panopticon, but this side is hollow and there's like hundreds of levels.
Hmm.
And trains are coming in from all directions dropping people off.
I like that. It looks cool.
It's a panopticon.
What is it for?
It's a metaphor about observation and how we are all prisoners and there's one individual watching every single prisoner from the center of the prison.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, but it's not a good thing.
I want to watch them.
You live in a panopticon.
Do I?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
with your iPhone and stuff and cameras.
I was watching.
Yeah, there's always somebody watching and observing you.
Do you remember like a few?
It's
Do
weird to think about.
you remember a few years ago when people on
My
TikTok
FBI agent.
were obsessed? Yeah, they're obsessed with people watching. So they were like putting tape over all their cameras and like locking the door and putting like magazines under the
There is
door.
somebody watching you at all given times.
Yourself.
Well, also the
God.
also the guy behind this little thing here.
The men living in your computer.
No, well, everything you Google, every time you use the computer, your data is recorded and sent to a corporation. Every time you type something, your data is recorded and scanned for keywords that indicate danger. Like everything you do is recorded and cataloged by some grand machine. And the machine probably operates independently of us. We don't even know what it does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of like the panopticon. We're all being observed. And even the people who created the observer don't know what it does.
That's okay.
We live in such a bizarre world.
You're in my phone. You're the man in my phone.
So, to answer your question,
Should I show the people you in my phone?
no, well, I'm also no, don't show them him. I don't
Okay.
like him.
Okay.
But to answer your I guess the point what I'm saying is you can dream of things you haven't experienced.
Yeah. I had a dream once that there was like a brown amalgamation of a creature.
Yeah.
Like imagine that beaver, but imagine it had like the head of like a rabbit, a
Well,
squirrel,
I guess they don't know that there's a beaver on my
chipmunk,
wall.
and like a million other creatures. And at first I found it cute, but then it was like trying to eat me. And I was like, what does this mean? Am I the food? Am I caring for the creatures that just view me as food? What if okay, here's a
If we have any people
conundrum.
with autism or OCD in the audience, they're gonna get really mad that the
Yeah.
camera angle is not the same.
Imagine you're a man made out of carrot and you want to take care of a rabbit.
Yeah,
How does that work?
doesn't. But I think we need to get back to the
It's a
question. I
paradox.
think we got to get back to the question.
What was the
The
question?
question is, how do I prevent weird dreams? I don't think you need to. I honestly don't think you should. And I say this because I think dreams are a way for your mind to just run wild. And I think if you're having dreams, it means that something in your brain is releasing. I mean, there's a very slim chance, but I think that it could be some kind of cosmic or spiritual thing. But I mean,
Possible.
the high chance is that your brain is just releasing crazy chemicals, but maybe it just needs to. Maybe it's got to get these things out of your head, right? Maybe preventing it is bottling up these thoughts and emotions that need to be free and have no way of getting out. You know?
That's the theory of grief. It's like if you don't find a way for you to express your feelings, eventually you'll implode.
Isn't that just the theory of emotions in general?
Kind of.
I
But
think that you should let these dreams happen.
yeah.
I think you should, but I also think my advice is to try to find a way to make peace with them. Maybe you don't need to interpret and understand them because maybe there is nothing to understand, but maybe try to understand why you're having them or why they bother you, or try to direct them into a more positive direction if they make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
If they're scaring and disturbing you or upsetting you, that's another thing. In which case, talking about them, engaging in more calming practices before bed. Like if these are disturbing and frightening, reduce the screen time before bed. It'll completely rewire. Do breathing exercises and stretching before bed. Have a comfortable sleep and get a full 8 hours of sleep, and a lot of like disturbing, frightening dreams will fade away, unless you're me, in which case they'll be the same.
Here's a question. Have you ever had like reoccurring dreams that almost like the message was like something underlining your life and almost predicted the
Yeah,
circumstances of
yeah.
things?
I have a lot of deja vu from my dreams.
Like what?
I don't know.
I used to have like reoccurring dreams of having like a secret and like being found out about my secret.
Yeah, you're
And then
gay.
I realized I like men.
Yep.
So I think that was kind of what was going on. Because I
Sometimes
haven't
I
had those dreams since then.
sometimes I think you might just hear the things that I say, and then you're like, all right, time to say my thing.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Well, I listened to you.
Yeah, but you didn't even say anything about what I said about the dreaming thing, or how maybe you gotta chill out and relax. You just said, "Do you ever dream about being gay?"
Well, what else do I
I don't
say?
know. Just acknowledge.
It sounds like the end of your conversation.
No, man. It's like you just gotta acknowledge.
I acknowledge you.
What do you think?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes
Sometimes
you
that's
gotta
how it
chill.
is. Yeah, sometimes you just need to let them be. That's what I said at first
No, but
too.
I'm saying if they're scary or disturbing. See, you totally forgot what I said.
Hmm.
I said sometimes if they're scary or disturbing, maybe there are ways to deal with them.
Yeah, if you're having upsetting dreams, I think you should probably try to find a way to at least try to lessen them. Like try to go to bed relaxed. Use the good creams that smell good.
Less iPhone time.
Less iPhone.
So also, like we discussed last episode, you gotta enunciate the end of your sentences because you trail
Am
off
I
a little bit.
not? Oh.
No, you're getting sleepy.
Um. Yeah. Also gaslighting. Like sometimes before bed, I'm like,
Positive affirmations.
Well, yeah, that is kind of the same thing. But I would, if it was like my day before my first day at work or something, I'd be like, it's gonna be a good day. My boss is gonna be
That's just a
super
positive
nice.
affirmation.
He's gonna tell me that I'm super kind and helpful.
That
But
is just a positive affirmation. That is just affirmations.
well, because even if it doesn't happen, at least you can pretend it's gonna happen.
If the dreams are disturbing and scary, affirmations, relaxing, getting a full night's sleep, finding a comfortable sleep, and reducing the motherfucking iPhone time.
I like the iPhone.
Less iPhone.
I've come to realize
The
that
iPhone's bad for you.
because we both work full time now, right?
Yeah, and I go on my iPhone.
Coming home from work, doom scrolling is not a way to relax.
No,
You waste your evening and it makes you feel worse.
my iPhone makes me feel better.
Really?
Yeah, because I like my reels.
Hmm. I find I need to have something else to look forward to.
Dark Tide.
Yeah, that's why I make sure I play at least like 20 minutes of Hello Kitty or something. 'Cause
You
it's like,
used to go on.
no, that's pretty much it.
You play Hello Kitty.
Or I make sure when I start the day that I have something to look forward to after work. Because if I don't, then I'll go crazy.
It's a rough cough. You hear
Yeah.
that? So yeah, you used to think that like horror games and like action, like violent action games would upset or disturb me.
Well, because like
I think they're fun.
you talk about having a bad day at work, and then you'd come home and play like a competitive online game where you're like raging the whole
Yeah,
time.
but I'm not
I'm like, why are you doing this to
Not
yourself?
really. Well, not really. I don't think Dark Tide makes me angry.
Sometimes it does.
Well, it does when my Wi-Fi's bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why don't you play something that you know will be a happy experience?
Because Dark Tide makes me happy.
Hmm.
I like fighting creatures.
But it's a chance thing.
Yeah, but it's fun. I like it.
I like games like Stardew Valley or something because you know.
Stardew Valley stresses me the fuck out.
I see that confuses me that you find
There's a
Dark
time
Tide
limit. There's
relaxing
timers.
and not that.
There's timers on Stardew. And if you fuck up, there's so many things you can do wrong.
There's not.
Yes, there is. The
There-
stupid community center has a million trillion things you have to do.
You have so much time.
You have to. No, you don't. You have no time, and you have to do everything in the community center, or else Jojo Mart will kill you.
You don't have to do the community center
You
stuff.
have to because you have a 2-year time limit.
I would just spend days mining. I just wouldn't care about anything
I
else.
wish that the community. I wish that there was. I don't like it. I don't like it. I
Part
don't
of
like
the
it. It stresses me out.
part of the fun of the game is that you don't every time you play you do things a little differently.
Yeah, but I have to do these things or else I fail.
Who's telling you have to?
If I fail in Dark Tide, you know what happens if I fail in Dark Tide?
You start over.
It says you have failed the Emperor, and then I start over. If I fail in Stardew, that's like 10 hours down the drain.
No, because you still get something out of the thing you were doing.
No, man, because you got 2 years to make the community center good, and if you don't, you fail, and then your grandpa's spirit haunts you.
Mm,
You can have an abortion in Stardew. Did you know that?
but that's 2 years. That's so much time.
Did you know you can have an abortion in Stardew?
Really?
Yeah, you can have a baby, and then you can give a baby to a well. You can put your baby in a
The
well,
fuck?
and then a fairy haunts your farm. I'm serious. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, yeah. You're not. You should. They don't like it. They don't like it.
Who was your romance option when you played?
I never. I didn't get that far.
What?
I told you.
That's like the whole point.
I only no.
Did
The
you only
whole,
play for like one day?
I no. I played for like a full season, and I'm like, this is stressing me out, and I
And you didn't
stopped
get a
playing.
romance?
I think I put 20 hours into Stardew before I
Oh,
quit.
that was like the first thing I did.
Well, man, I got
Find a
shit to
beautiful
do.
husband.
I got shit to do. Cause I'm farming. I don't have time for this fucking pussy play.
That's like the most boring part of the game.
The farming's the only part I like.
Really?
I like the farming and the mining.
I like clearing the area and having a husband.
Yeah, but then you got to deliver all these things to the community center, or else you're a fucking loser.
Did you have a favorite?
I befriended Pam,
Pam, which one's that?
that drunk old lady. She's
Would,
my
would
buddy.
that have been your wife?
No, she's my friend.
Hmm.
I want to fuck her. She's my friend. She's also not romanceable, but she was my friend. And the homeless
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, I like the homeless
The
guy.
homeless guy and Pam were my friends because I think, yeah, they fucking their lives suck.
I romanced the guy with the long hair, the
Elliot?
poet. Yeah,
You're actually self-centered.
I'm sorry.
You have to romance Shane, or else you're self-centered.
Oh my god, the amount of girls I know
Shane's the
who were
sexiest.
obsessed with Shane.
He's the sexiest.
Yeah, but
Tell me he's not sexy.
he's not. He's a man-child.
He is sexy.
No.
Which one looks the most like me?
Mm,
Look at me.
not Elliot. Not the guy with the glasses. Not Shane. Maybe the teenager, the emo teenager.
I do not look like fucking Sebastian.
Peyton loves Sebastian.
Kind of like a mix of him and Shane.
Yeah, if you were white, that's what you'd look like.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I think Shane's sexier than all the other male options because he's a fucking loser.
It makes more sense that a lot of girls I know picked
I was a little bit like
men.
Shane when we started dating.
I
Closer, not
guess.
exactly, but closer.
I didn't do anything to fix you though.
Yeah, you didn't care.
His whole arc is his whole arc is that like you need to fix him.
You tried to fix me a little bit.
Did I?
Yeah, you used to think that you could like,
Could
well,
CBT your way out of things.
well, yes and no. Maybe it's a little too deep for the podcast, but you were very concerned about my stress and depressive feelings,
Hmm.
and you would hope that you could like fix or resolve them, and sometimes I'd be like, you just can't. There's nothing you can do.
Well,
It's true. It's good to want to, but it's unhealthy to try to.
I think I was just trying to get you to talk about them. 'Cause
Yeah, but
even
I
if
do
you-
talk about them.
Yeah.
But like the conception that you can fix like a neurological issue is unhealthy for both people.
Well, I was never trying to like fix you. I was just trying to talk to you.
No, yeah, but you know what I mean. You know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Stardew, I wanted to. I kind of wanted to.
I gave
I
Elliot a
kind of wanted
potato.
to fuck the school teacher,
Oh, is that
Pam's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was bad. She was low key bad. I saw someone that's like, if you like this, and Stardew, you're problematic. It's like, you shut up. This is a pretend. This is pretend.
The most basic one, girl with purple hair, Abigail, I think's her name.
Abigail's not basic. She's bad.
She's so boring.
She's bad. She's about as boring as Sebastian is.
No man, Sebastian's interesting.
cool because he's gay.
He's emo.
No, he's not.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. What about
Nah.
What about Sam?
Which one's Sam?
He's like the football player guy.
Oh yeah, he's cool.
What about who's the blacksmith?
Oh, I don't think you can romance
People
him.
really don't like him.
No, he's kind of rude.
He's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
What
You can
about?
romance the homeless man, I'm pretty sure.
No, no, you can't. You should be able to romance the wizard.
I fucking love the
I
wizard.
love the wizard. Me and you are like the wizard and the fisherman.
Camera's blurry. Yeah.
No, the camera's not blurry. You're just out of
It was for a
focus.
second.
You're out of focus because we're not on the same level. Because the camera focuses on levels and distances. The wizard and the fisherman are in love.
I've been seeing a lot of
You and
memes.
me are the cameraman and the fish. You and me are the wizard and the fisherman.
Who's the fisherman?
Well, you know I'm the wizard.
Hmm. I've been seeing a lot of memes going around where it's like, I just want to be a wizard with my weird wife, and it's like, yeah, isn't that the dream?
I wish that I was a sorcerer and I had a big desk with. I wish I had an overly large desk with a bunch of giant books, and you were like a farmer that I lived with.
I almost wish there was
You
like,
were a ran. You had a ran. You ranched rabbits that you could milk.
I almost wish there were like three options to life.
Mm.
Like number one is like what most people do, like get a job, like be normal, like get a house.
And be a sorcerer.
Yeah. Option two is like being a
Uh,
traveling wizard
yep.
who like solves qualms across the
In my
world.
heart, I am a wizard.
Yeah, that would be us, I think. And then the third option is like an animal rancher,
I don't
just
think
takes care of rabbits and washes them.
you're not that. You're not. I don't know if you're curious enough to be a wizard.
I'm pretty curious.
You're not that curious.
I got into social work because I'm curious about people
No,
and
you
their
got into social work because you want to
situations.
take babies away.
Yeah, that's why everyone does it.
That's why everyone does. They don't
Yeah.
want to take babies away.
We fantasize about the day we
We
take our
want to.
first baby,
We want to destroy humanity.
put them in a cage like a rabbit.
I got into sociology because I want to understand why social workers take babies away.
Yeah. Do you understand now?
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
It's the law. They have. They
We do it
have.
because it's fun.
It's the Lex.
I do it because I liked it.
Social workers walking into First Nations be like, "Attention, scum! You are in violation of CFS." That's a reference.
Report your babies
Remember?
to the detention center.
Remember that one?
I do remember that.
Look up Dark Tide Arbidi's trailer and watch the first 10 seconds, and that is social workers walking onto reserves.
We're at 53 minutes.
That's okay.
Usually you want to end it by an hour.
No, well, yeah. Well, the only reason I usually end it by an hour is because the camera glitches if it goes over an hour, and I just feel like an hour is a tight time.
Hmm.
When we do the episode with Rachel Briggs, we might go over an hour.
We should plan a theme to
For Rachel
discuss.
Briggs,
Yeah.
actually, I already have a theme.
Do you?
Confronting the deceiver.
Oh,
Basically, the okay, hold on. This has nothing to do with drag, if that's what you're thinking it is.
yeah.
No. This is not drag. This is basically the joke of the episode. And I'm only saying this because I think most of the audience has already left because it's the end. People don't like the ending because they get scared and sad. It's sort of like Just for Laughs. Remember the end where the little green guy's like, "Mommy, it's over."
It's over.
That's
Yeah.
like the fans. They're like, "Bardo, the episode's done." So okay, we get too distracted.
Yeah.
Here's the problem: you have a short attention span, and I have probably ADHD.
Chaotic duo sharing
Okay,
one
oh my
brain
God,
cell.
sharing one brain cell, talking about Stardew.
Okay.
So basically, the
Point
idea of the
proven.
episode would be that you and Rachel Briggs collect all the
We
bad-
start doing house down dances and.
well, see. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
The
Sorry.
distractions.
Yeah.
We can't focus. So you and Rachel Briggs collect all the bad, cancelable, hurtful, evil things that I've said, and you confront me on them with like a document. Like you have like a folder and you drop it on the table, and you're like, "I brought in help to confront you about the evil things you've done." And I would get
Is Rachel
you.
like my lawyer?
Rachel is like your. Rachel's kind of like your ally.
Mm.
Like she's like your summon. Like you summon her to confront me.
It's like in Ace Attorney. Objection. Yeah. It's like, are we canceling you? Is this the roast of Bartolardo?
Yeah, you're sort of canceling me.
Okay.
And so you come with a folder, and I wouldn't have any part of it. I would get you and Rachel Briggs to do like the collection of data.
Can you get me a manila folder?
I will get you a manila folder if you and Rachel Briggs collude on a document. Because I think
Is this for
Richie
next week?
he is very good at getting documents.
Yes.
Richie is a document master,
Yes, he is.
and you know how to do your case notes.
Yeah.
So I think you guys could put a very good document again. Do you like that idea?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, Richie, if you want to gather the notes, I can.
If you want to gather, if you could gather the notes for Rachel,
I can organize them into categories.
Or you could separate and be like, I'll handle like the first 15 episodes, you handle like whatever.
Hmm.
So ideally, Richie would help Rachel prepare for this episode with you.
Okay, and we're planning on doing this in July.
July, the Canada Day weekend.
Is that the latest, or is that when we're planning on
That's the
doing it?
latest, but I think that we're pretty busy.
Well, we're busy this weekend and next weekend,
Yeah,
so
and
either the one after
we
that.
won't have the opportunity to see Richie next weekend,
I think there's
unfortunately.
only like 3 weeks in
We won't have
June.
the chance to. We haven't seen Catherine last weekend, this weekend, or next weekend. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. Either the 21st or 28th.
I would say we could do like Sunday with Richie and Catherine, but it's so busy. We're so busy.
This Sunday?
No, next Sunday
Oh,
maybe. But we're so bit like I don't know. It just doesn't
yeah.
work. But
Maybe the weekend after.
maybe. Okay, that's probably enough. I gotta edit a bunch of stuff out of this episode. Bye bye.
Bye bye.